Understanding social media platforms. Social media has become a dominant force in shaping how we communicate, share information, and interact with others. Understanding the various social media platforms, their functions, and their influence is crucial for developing media literacy. In this section, we will explore the key features of major social media platforms, how they operate, and their impact on individuals and society. 1. Overview of major social media platforms. Social media platforms can be broadly categorized based on their primary functions and user interactions. Here's a look at some of the major platforms and what they offer. Facebook. Launched in 2004, Facebook is a versatile platform used for social networking, sharing updates, photos, videos, and events. It allows users to create profiles, connect with friends, join groups, and follow pages. Facebook's algorithm curates users' news feeds based on their interactions, preferences, and the content's popularity. It also features a marketplace and a variety of tools for personal and business use. Twitter. Known for its brevity, Twitter allows users to post and interact with short messages called tweets, limited to 280 characters. It is used for real-time updates, news sharing, and engaging in public conversations. Hashtags and trending topics help users discover and join conversations on various subjects. Instagram. Instagram, launched in 2010 and acquired by Facebook in 2012, focuses on visual content. Users share photos and videos through posts and stories, which disappear after 24 hours. Instagram's algorithm emphasizes engagement and visual appeal, influencing the content users see based on their interactions and interests. TikTok. TikTok, which gained popularity in the late 2010s, centers around short-form videos. Users create and share videos up to 10 minutes long, often set to music or audio clips. The platform's algorithm is known for its highly personalized content recommendations, driven by user behavior and trending challenges. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform where users can create profiles, connect with colleagues, and search for jobs. It focuses on career development, business networking, and industry-specific content. LinkedIn also allows users to share articles, join professional groups, and participate in discussions related to their fields. 2. Features and functions of social media platforms. Each social media platform has unique features and functions that cater to different types of interactions. Profiles and feeds. Most platforms allow users to create personal profiles where they can share information about themselves, their interests, and their activities. News feeds or timelines display content from connections, followed accounts, or groups. Content creation and sharing. Platforms support various forms of content creation, including text posts, images, videos, and live streams. Users can share this content with their network or the public, depending on their privacy settings. Interaction tools. Social media platforms offer tools for interaction, such as likes, comments, shares, and direct messaging. These tools facilitate communication and engagement between users. Algorithms. Algorithms play a significant role in determining what content users see. They analyze user behavior, preferences, and engagement to curate personalized feeds and recommendations. 3. Influence of social media on communication and society. Social media has profoundly impacted communication and society in several ways. Connectivity. Social media has transformed how people connect with each other, allowing for instant communication and the ability to maintain relationships across distances. It has also enabled the formation of online communities and networks around shared interests. Information dissemination. Social media platforms serve as channels for spreading information quickly. News, trends, and viral content can reach a global audience within minutes. However, this rapid dissemination can also lead to the spread of misinformation and fake news. Influence on public opinion. Social media can shape public opinion by amplifying certain viewpoints and influencing perceptions. Trends, hashtags, and viral content can drive conversations and impact societal attitudes on various issues. Personal identity and self-presentation. Social media platforms allow users to curate and present their identities. The way individuals portray themselves online can affect their self-image and how they are perceived by others. 4. Privacy and security concerns. Social media use raises important privacy and security concerns. Data collection. Platforms collect extensive data on users' activities, preferences, and interactions. This data is used for targeted advertising and content recommendations, but also raises privacy issues. Cyberbullying and harassment. Social media can be a venue for cyberbullying and harassment. Users may experience negative interactions, such as trolling or abusive comments. Security risks. Social media accounts can be vulnerable to hacking and unauthorized access, potentially leading to identity theft or other security breaches. Conclusion. Understanding social media platforms, their features, and their influence is essential for navigating the digital landscape effectively. As we continue exploring media literacy, we will delve deeper into the implications of social media use, including how to critically assess content and manage online interactions responsibly. Identifying bias and misinformation on social media. Social media is a powerful tool for sharing information and connecting with others, but it also presents challenges related to bias and misinformation. In this section, we will explore how to identify bias and misinformation on social media platforms, understand their impact, and develop strategies for discerning accurate information from false or misleading content. 1. Recognizing bias on social media. Bias on social media can manifest in various forms, affecting how information is presented and perceived. Understanding these biases helps us critically evaluate the content we encounter. Confirmation bias. Social media algorithms often show users content that aligns with their existing beliefs and preferences. This confirmation bias reinforces users' pre-existing views and limits exposure to diverse perspectives. For example, if a user frequently interacts with posts supporting a particular political viewpoint, they are likely to see more content that aligns with that viewpoint, creating an echo chamber. Selection bias. The selection of content on social media is influenced by algorithms that prioritize popular or engaging posts. This can lead to the amplification of certain viewpoints while suppressing others. Content that generates strong emotional reactions or engagement is more likely to be promoted, regardless of its accuracy or balance. Framing bias. The way information is framed can influence how it is perceived. For example, a post about a political event might be framed as a victory for freedom or an attack on democracy, depending on the author's perspective. This framing can shape how users interpret the event and form opinions about it. 2. Identifying misinformation. Misinformation on social media can spread quickly and have significant consequences. Here's how to identify and address misinformation. Check the source. Verify the credibility of the source posting the information. Reliable sources typically have a history of accurate reporting and adhere to journalistic standards. Be cautious of posts from sources that lack transparency or have a history of spreading false information. Cross-check information. Compare the information with other reputable sources. If a claim is true, it should be corroborated by multiple credible sources. Fact-checking websites such as Snopes, factcheck.org, and PolitiFact can help verify the accuracy of specific claims. Look for evidence. Reliable information should be supported by evidence, such as data, expert opinions, or official reports. Be wary of posts that lack supporting evidence or rely on vague or sensationalist language. Analyze the content. Evaluate the content for signs of misinformation. Emotional language. Misinformation often uses emotionally charged language to provoke strong reactions. Be skeptical of content that aims to elicit fear, anger, or outrage without providing concrete evidence. Visual manipulations. Images and videos can be manipulated to mislead viewers. Check if visual content is authentic or if it has been altered or taken out of context. 3. The role of algorithms in spreading bias and misinformation. Social media algorithms play a significant role in how content is distributed and consumed. Personalization. Algorithms personalize users' feeds based on their interactions and preferences. This personalization can reinforce biases by showing users content that aligns with their existing views and interests. Engagement metrics. Algorithms prioritize content that generates high engagement, such as likes, shares, and comments. Content that is sensationalist or controversial is more likely to be promoted, regardless of its accuracy or reliability. 4. Strategies for managing bias and misinformation. To manage bias and misinformation on social media, consider the following strategies. Diversify your sources. Follow a range of sources with different perspectives to gain a more balanced view of issues. This helps counteract the effects of confirmation bias and exposes you to diverse viewpoints. Be skeptical of sensationalism. Approach sensationalist content with caution. If a post seems too outrageous or provocative, verify its accuracy before accepting it as true or sharing it. Educate yourself on media literacy. Develop media literacy skills to better understand how bias and misinformation operate. Participate in educational resources and workshops to enhance your ability to critically evaluate media content. 5. Practical exercise. Analyzing social media content. To practice identifying bias and misinformation, select a social media post. Choose a post from a social media platform that presents information on a current event or issue. Evaluate the source. Research the credibility of the source and author of the post. Check for evidence. Analyze the post for supporting evidence and compare it with other reputable sources. Assess for bias. Determine if the post shows signs of bias, such as emotional language or selective framing. Conclusion. Identifying bias and misinformation on social media is essential for developing media literacy and making informed decisions. By recognizing different forms of bias, verifying information, and understanding the role of algorithms, we can navigate social media more effectively and critically assess the content we encounter. As we continue exploring media literacy, we will apply these strategies to various platforms and contexts, enhancing our ability to discern accurate information from misleading or biased content. Understanding and identifying fake news. Fake news has become a significant issue in the digital age, with false information often spreading rapidly across social media platforms. In this section, we will explore what constitutes fake news, how to identify it, and the impact it can have on individuals and society. Developing the skills to recognize and address fake news is a crucial aspect of media literacy. 1. What is fake news? Fake news refers to misinformation presented as legitimate news. It is designed to deceive readers, often for political, financial, or social gain. Fake news can take various forms. Fabricated stories. Entirely false stories created to mislead readers or generate sensationalism. Misleading headlines. Headlines that distort the truth or exaggerate the content of the article to attract clicks or shares. Satire and parody. Content that is intended as humor but may be mistaken for genuine news, especially if it is not clearly labeled as satire. Propaganda. News articles that are biased or intentionally misleading to promote a specific political agenda or ideology. 2. Characteristics of fake news. Recognizing fake news involves understanding its common characteristics. Lack of credible sources. Fake news often lacks citations from reputable sources or relies on anonymous or dubious sources. Emotional language. Fake news frequently uses emotional or sensationalist language to provoke strong reactions and encourage sharing. Unverifiable claims. Claims that cannot be verified or lack supporting evidence are often signs of fake news. Inconsistent information. Information that contradicts well-established facts or reputable sources should be approached with caution. 3. Techniques for identifying fake news. To effectively identify fake news, use the following techniques. Check the source. Verify the credibility of the website or publisher. Established news organizations typically have editorial standards and fact-checking processes. Be wary of sources with a history of publishing false information or those that lack transparency. Verify the author. Look into the author's background and qualifications. Reliable articles are usually written by experienced journalists or experts in the field. Cross-reference information. Compare the information with other reputable sources. If multiple credible outlets report the same information, it is more likely to be accurate. Analyze the content. Examine the article for signs of credibility. Quality of writing. Professional and well-written articles are less likely to be fake news. Poor grammar, spelling errors, and sensationalist language can be red flags. Supporting evidence. Check if the article provides evidence to support its claims. Reliable news articles typically include data, expert opinions, or official statements. Use fact-checking tools. Utilize fact-checking websites and tools to verify the accuracy of claims. Websites like Snopes, factcheck.org, and PolitiFact specialize in debunking false information and assessing the reliability of news stories. 4. The impact of fake news. Fake news can have serious consequences for individuals and society. Misleading public opinion. Fake news can shape public opinion by spreading false or misleading information, affecting how people perceive issues and make decisions. Erosion of trust. The prevalence of fake news can erode trust in legitimate news sources and institutions. When people are exposed to false information, it can lead to skepticism and decreased confidence in the media. Social and political consequences. Fake news can influence elections, incite social unrest, and exacerbate political polarization. Misinformation campaigns can manipulate public sentiment and affect democratic processes. 5. Case studies of fake news. Examining real-world examples of fake news can help illustrate its impact and how to recognize it. The Pizzagate conspiracy. In 2016, false claims about a child sex trafficking ring linked to a Washington, D.C. pizzeria circulated widely on social media. The misinformation led to harassment and even violence, highlighting the dangers of fake news. COVID-19 misinformation. During the COVID-19 pandemic, various fake news stories spread about cures, prevention methods, and the origins of the virus. These false claims contributed to confusion and potentially harmful behaviors. 6. Strategies for combating fake news. To combat fake news effectively, educate yourself and others. Enhance media literacy skills to recognize and challenge fake news. Share this knowledge with others to promote a more informed public. Promote critical thinking. Encourage critical thinking and skepticism when consuming news. Question the sources, evidence, and motives behind the information presented. Report fake news. Use platform tools to report fake news and misinformation. Social media platforms often have mechanisms for flagging and addressing false content. Conclusion. Understanding and identifying fake news is essential for navigating the modern media landscape. By recognizing the characteristics of fake news, employing strategies for verification, and understanding its impact, individuals can become more informed consumers of information. As we continue exploring media literacy, we will apply these techniques to various examples and develop further skills to discern accurate news from misinformation. Analyzing social media algorithms and their impact. Social media algorithms play a pivotal role in shaping our online experiences by determining which content we see and how we interact with it. Understanding how these algorithms work and their impact on our behavior and perception is crucial for developing media literacy. In this section, We will explore the mechanics of social media algorithms, their influence on user behavior, and the broader implications for society. 1. How social media algorithms work. Social media algorithms are designed to curate and personalize content for users based on their interactions and preferences. The primary functions of these algorithms include personalization. Algorithms analyze user behavior, such as likes, shares, comments, and time spent on posts, to tailor the content that appears in a user's feed. This personalization aims to increase user engagement by showing content that is likely to be of interest to the individual. Engagement metrics. Algorithms prioritize content that generates high engagement metrics. Posts that receive a lot of likes, shares, and comments are more likely to be promoted in users' feeds. This focus on engagement often leads to the amplification of sensational or emotionally charged content. Content ranking. Social media platforms use algorithms to rank and order content based on various factors, including recency, relevance, and user preferences. The goal is to keep users engaged by presenting the most relevant and appealing content at the top of their feeds. Recommendation systems. Algorithms also power recommendation systems that suggest new accounts to follow, groups to join, or content to watch. These recommendations are based on users' past behavior and the behavior of similar users. 2. Impact of algorithms on user behavior. Social media algorithms have significant effects on user behavior, influencing how individuals interact with content and each other. Echo chambers and filter bubbles. Algorithms often reinforce existing beliefs and preferences by showing users content that aligns with their views. This can create echo chambers and filter bubbles, where users are exposed only to viewpoints similar to their own and are less likely to encounter diverse perspectives. Increased engagement with sensational content. The focus on engagement metrics can lead to the proliferation of sensational, controversial, or emotionally charged content. This type of content often garners more interaction, which can skew users' perception of what is popular or important. Behavioral influence. Algorithms can influence user behavior by promoting certain types of content or interactions. For example, users may feel pressured to conform to trending topics or participate in viral challenges to gain visibility or validation. 3. Psychological effects of algorithm-driven content. The content curated by social media algorithms can have various psychological effects on users. FOMO, fear of missing out. Algorithms that highlight trending or popular content can exacerbate feelings of FOMO. Users may feel anxious or inadequate if they perceive that they are missing out on popular events, trends, or experiences. Addiction and overuse. The design of social media algorithms to maximize engagement can contribute to addictive behaviors. The constant stream of personalized content can make it difficult for users to disengage, leading to prolonged screen time and potential negative impacts on mental health. Distorted reality. Exposure to highly curated and idealized content can distort users' perceptions of reality. This can lead to unrealistic comparisons and dissatisfaction with one's own life, contributing to issues such as low self-esteem or depression. 4. Strategies for managing algorithmic influence. To manage the influence of social media algorithms, consider the following strategies. Diversify your feed. Actively seek out and follow a diverse range of accounts and sources. This helps to counteract the effects of filter bubbles and ensures exposure to a variety of perspectives and content. Be mindful of engagement. Be aware of how engagement metrics influence content. Avoid falling into the trap of engaging with sensational or controversial content simply because it is promoted by algorithms. Take breaks. Regularly take breaks from social media to reduce exposure to algorithm-driven content. This can help alleviate feelings of FOMO and provide a mental reset from the constant stream of information. Adjust privacy settings. Review and adjust privacy settings to control what data is collected and how it is used. Understanding and managing your data preferences can help mitigate the impact of algorithms on your social media experience. 5. Case studies and real-world examples. Examining real-world examples of algorithmic influence can illustrate its impact. Political polarization. Studies have shown that social media algorithms can contribute to political polarization by promoting content that reinforces users' existing beliefs. For example, algorithm-driven recommendation systems can lead users to increasingly extreme political viewpoints. Misinformation spread. Algorithms have played a role in the spread of misinformation by amplifying sensational or false content. For instance, during the COVID-19 pandemic, misinformation about treatments and vaccines spread rapidly due to algorithmic promotion of engaging but inaccurate content. Conclusion: understanding social media algorithms and their impact is essential for developing media literacy. By recognizing how algorithms curate and prioritize content, and by employing strategies to manage their influence, users can make more informed decisions and cultivate a healthier relationship with social media. As we continue to explore media literacy, we will apply these insights to navigate and critically evaluate the content presented to us on various platforms. Analyzing the impact of social media on mental health. Social media has revolutionized the way we communicate and interact, but its pervasive presence also raises concerns about its impact on mental health. Understanding how social media can affect mental well-being is crucial for developing strategies to use these platforms in a healthy and balanced way. In this section, we will explore the various ways social media impacts mental health, including both positive and negative effects, and discuss strategies for mitigating potential harm. 1. Positive impacts of social media on mental health. While social media is often associated with negative effects, it can also have several positive impacts on mental health. Social connection. Social media platforms facilitate connections with friends, family, and communities, particularly for individuals who may have limited physical social interactions. These connections can provide emotional support, reduce feelings of loneliness, and foster a sense of belonging. Support networks. Social media can be a valuable resource for finding and engaging with support networks and communities. People facing mental health challenges or dealing with specific issues can connect with others who have similar experiences, share advice, and offer support. Awareness and education. Social media plays a role in raising awareness about mental health issues and reducing stigma. It provides a platform for sharing information, resources, and personal stories, which can help educate individuals and promote a better understanding of mental health. Access to resources. Many mental health professionals and organizations use social media to share valuable resources, such as coping strategies, self-care tips, and crisis intervention information. This accessibility can empower individuals to seek help and manage their mental health more effectively. 2. Negative impacts of social media on mental health. Despite its positive aspects, social media can have several negative effects on mental health. Social comparison. Social media often presents idealized and curated versions of people's lives, which can lead to unhealthy comparisons. Constant exposure to others' seemingly perfect lives can contribute to feelings of inadequacy, low self-esteem, and dissatisfaction. Cyberbullying and harassment. Social media platforms can be venues for cyberbullying and harassment. Negative interactions, such as trolling, bullying, or abusive comments, can have severe emotional and psychological impacts, including anxiety, depression, and decreased self-worth. Fear of missing out. FOMO. Social media can exacerbate feelings of FOMO, where individuals feel anxious or inadequate about missing out on social events, trends, or experiences. This can lead to increased social anxiety and dissatisfaction with one's own life. Addiction and overuse. The design of social media platforms, with their constant notifications and engaging content, can lead to addictive behaviors. Excessive use can result in decreased productivity, disrupted sleep patterns, and impaired real-life social interactions. Impact on body image. Exposure to idealized body images and beauty standards on social media can negatively affect body image. This can lead to unhealthy behaviors, such as disordered eating or excessive exercise, and contribute to body dissatisfaction and eating disorders. 3. Strategies for managing social media use. To mitigate the negative impacts of social media on mental health, consider the following strategies. Set limits. Establish boundaries for social media use, such as designated times for checking platforms and limiting screen time. Setting these limits can help prevent overuse and reduce the risk of negative impacts on mental health. Curate your feed. Follow accounts and pages that promote positive and supportive content. Unfollow or mute accounts that contribute to negative feelings or unhealthy comparisons. Curating your feed can help create a more positive and uplifting online environment. Engage mindfully. Be mindful of how social media use affects your mood and mental well-being. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with social media and make adjustments if you notice negative effects. Seek support. If social media is negatively impacting your mental health, consider seeking support from mental health professionals or support groups. Professional guidance can help you develop coping strategies and address any issues related to social media use. Practice digital detox. Occasionally take breaks from social media to recharge and reconnect with real-life activities. A digital detox can provide a mental reset and help reduce the impact of social media on your well-being. 4. Real-world examples and case studies. Examining real-world examples can illustrate the impact of social media on mental health. Instagram and body image. Studies have shown that exposure to idealized images on Instagram can lead to body dissatisfaction and increased risk of eating disorders. Platforms like Instagram have introduced features to address these concerns, such as hiding like counts and promoting body-positive content. Cyberbullying incidents. Cases of cyberbullying on social media have led to severe emotional distress and, in some tragic instances, have contributed to mental health crises. Efforts to combat cyberbullying include implementing reporting tools and educational campaigns to raise awareness about online safety. Conclusion. Social media's impact on mental health is complex, encompassing both positive and negative effects. By understanding these impacts and implementing strategies to manage social media use, individuals can better navigate their online experiences and maintain their mental well-being. As we continue to explore media literacy, we will develop further insights into how to use social media in a balanced and healthy way, ensuring that it serves as a positive tool for connection and support. Understanding media bias and its impact on public opinion. Media bias refers to the presence of partiality in news reporting, where media outlets may present information in a way that reflects a particular perspective or agenda. Understanding media bias is essential for developing critical media literacy skills, as it helps individuals assess the reliability of information and recognize how it may shape public opinion. In this section, we will explore the concept of media bias, how to identify it, and its impact on public perception and behavior. 1. What is media bias? Media bias occurs when news coverage is influenced by the media outlet's political, ideological, or commercial interests. Bias can manifest in various forms. Selection bias. This occurs when certain stories or perspectives are highlighted while others are downplayed or ignored. Selection bias can shape public perception by emphasizing particular viewpoints or omitting relevant information. Framing bias. The way a story is framed can influence how it is perceived. For example, framing an economic policy as a job creation initiative versus a government spending program can affect how audiences interpret its impact and significance. Language bias. The choice of language in news reporting can reveal bias. Loaded or emotive language can sway readers' opinions by creating a favorable or unfavorable impression of a person, policy, or event. Bias by omission. When important facts or perspectives are left out of a news story, it can lead to a skewed understanding of the issue. Omission bias can result in incomplete or misleading narratives. 2. Identifying media bias. To identify media bias, consider the following strategies. Examine the source. Investigate the media outlet's ownership, funding sources, and political affiliations. Outlets with strong political or commercial ties may exhibit bias that aligns with their interests. Analyze the language. Pay attention to the language used in news reports. Look for emotionally charged words, sensationalist phrases, or language that seems designed to persuade rather than inform. Compare multiple sources. Cross-check information across different media outlets. Comparing how various sources report on the same story can reveal differing perspectives and highlight potential biases. Check for balance. Evaluate whether the report presents multiple viewpoints or if it predominantly represents one side. Balanced reporting should provide diverse perspectives and include counterarguments. Review fact-checking reports. Utilize fact-checking organizations to assess the accuracy and bias of news stories. Fact-checkers often evaluate the credibility of information and the potential biases of sources. 3. The impact of media bias on public opinion. Media bias can significantly influence public opinion and behavior in several ways. Shaping perceptions. Biased reporting can shape how individuals perceive issues, events, and people. For example, the way a political candidate is portrayed can impact voters' opinions and influence election outcomes. Polarization. Media bias can contribute to political and social polarization by reinforcing existing beliefs and creating divisions between groups with differing viewpoints. Bias can lead to echo chambers, where individuals are exposed only to information that supports their perspectives. Trust in media. Perceived bias can erode trust in media institutions. When audiences believe that news outlets are biased or not objective, they may become skeptical of the information presented and less likely to engage with mainstream media. Behavioral influence. Media bias can affect how individuals respond to issues and events. For example, biased coverage of health issues can influence public behavior, such as vaccination rates or compliance with health guidelines. 4. Case studies of media bias. Examining real-world examples can illustrate the impact of media bias. Political reporting. Coverage of political events often demonstrates bias. For example, the portrayal of a political figure or policy can differ significantly between conservative and liberal media outlets, reflecting their respective ideological leanings. Corporate influence. Business interests can influence media bias. Companies may exert pressure on media outlets to cover issues in a way that aligns with their commercial interests, affecting the objectivity of reporting. 5. Strategies for navigating media bias. To navigate media bias effectively, diversify media consumption. Expose yourself to a range of media sources with different perspectives. This can provide a more comprehensive understanding of issues and help identify potential biases. Develop critical thinking skills. Cultivate critical thinking skills to analyze and evaluate news content. Question the sources, evidence, and potential biases behind the information presented. Engage in media literacy education. Participate in media literacy programs and workshops to enhance your ability to recognize and address media bias. Education can provide tools and strategies for discerning accurate information from biased reporting. Conclusion. Understanding and identifying media bias is crucial for developing informed and critical media literacy skills. By recognizing the different forms of bias, examining its impact on public opinion, and employing strategies to navigate biased reporting, individuals can make more informed decisions and engage with media content more critically. As we continue exploring media literacy, we will apply these insights to various media contexts, enhancing our ability to assess information and understand its implications. Exploring the role of fact-checking in media literacy. Fact-checking plays a crucial role in ensuring the accuracy of information and combating misinformation in the digital age. As misinformation spreads rapidly across social media and other platforms, fact-checking helps verify the truthfulness of claims and maintains the integrity of public discourse. In this section, we will explore the importance of fact-checking, how to use fact-checking resources effectively, and the impact of fact-checking on media literacy. 1. The importance of fact-checking. Fact-checking is essential for several reasons. Verification of accuracy. Fact-checking verifies the accuracy of information before it is accepted as truth. This process helps prevent the spread of false information and ensures that claims are supported by evidence and credible sources. Preventing misinformation. By identifying and correcting false or misleading information, fact-checking helps combat the spread of misinformation. This is particularly important in an era where false claims can quickly go viral and influence public opinion. Building trust. Reliable fact-checking fosters trust in media and information sources. When individuals know that information is being verified and scrutinized, they are more likely to trust and engage with credible sources. Promoting informed decision-making. Fact-checked information enables individuals to make informed decisions based on accurate data. This is critical for areas such as politics, health, and public policy, where misinformation can have significant consequences. 2. How to use fact-checking resources. To effectively use fact-checking resources, follow these steps. Identify reputable fact-checking websites. Several organizations specialize in fact-checking and verifying information. Some well-known fact-checking websites include Snopes, factcheck.org, PolitiFact, and The Washington Post's Fact Checker. These organizations evaluate claims, provide evidence-based assessments, and offer transparent methodologies. Verify the claim. When encountering a dubious claim, use fact-checking websites to search for information about its accuracy. Enter key terms or phrases related to the claim in the fact-checking site's search function to find relevant articles or assessments. Assess the methodology. Review the methodology used by fact-checking organizations. Reputable fact-checkers follow rigorous standards, including citing sources, presenting evidence, and explaining their reasoning. Understanding their methodology helps ensure the reliability of their assessments. Cross-check multiple sources. Fact-checking resources are valuable, but it is also helpful to cross-check information with multiple sources. Look for consensus among different fact-checking organizations and reputable news sources to confirm the accuracy of claims. 3. The impact of fact-checking on media literacy. Fact-checking has a significant impact on media literacy in several ways. Enhancing critical thinking. Fact-checking encourages individuals to develop critical thinking skills by questioning and verifying information. This process helps individuals become more discerning consumers of media and less susceptible to misinformation. Reducing the spread of misinformation. Effective fact-checking helps reduce the spread of misinformation by correcting false claims and providing accurate information. This contributes to a more informed public and a healthier information environment. Encouraging accountability. Fact-checking holds media outlets, politicians, and public figures accountable for the accuracy of their statements. This accountability promotes higher standards of accuracy and integrity in public discourse. Empowering individuals. Access to fact-checking resources empowers individuals to verify information themselves and make informed decisions. It promotes active engagement with media content and encourages individuals to question and evaluate the information they encounter. 4. Case studies of fact-checking in action. Examining real-world examples of fact-checking can illustrate its effectiveness. Political claims. Fact-checking organizations have played a critical role in evaluating political claims and statements. For example, during election cycles, Fact-checkers assess the accuracy of candidate statements and campaign advertisements, helping voters make informed choices. Health misinformation. Fact-checking has been essential in addressing health misinformation, such as false claims about vaccines or treatments. Fact-checking organizations provide evidence-based information to counteract myths and promote public health. 5. Strategies for effective fact-checking. To enhance fact-checking efforts, develop fact-checking skills. Learn how to evaluate the credibility of sources and assess the accuracy of information. Familiarize yourself with fact-checking methodologies and resources. Promote fact-checking practices. Encourage others to use fact-checking resources and develop critical thinking skills. Share information about reliable fact-checking websites and promote the importance of verifying claims. Stay updated. Fact-checking is an ongoing process. Stay informed about current events and updates from fact-checking organizations to ensure you have access to accurate and timely information. Conclusion. Fact-checking is a vital component of media literacy, helping to ensure the accuracy of information and combat misinformation. By understanding how to use fact-checking resources effectively and recognizing their impact on media literacy, individuals can enhance their ability to navigate the information landscape and make informed decisions. As we continue to explore media literacy, we will apply these strategies to develop a more nuanced understanding of how to verify and evaluate information in an increasingly complex media environment. Investigating the influence of algorithms on news consumption. Algorithms play a pivotal role in shaping how news is delivered and consumed across digital platforms. They determine which stories are highlighted, how content is ranked, and ultimately how users engage with news. Understanding the influence of algorithms on news consumption is crucial for developing media literacy and making informed decisions about the information we encounter. In this section, we will explore how algorithms impact news consumption, the potential consequences for public perception, and strategies to navigate algorithm-driven news. 1. How algorithms shape news consumption. Algorithms are designed to optimize user engagement by personalizing content based on individual preferences and behaviors. Here's how they impact news consumption. Content curation. Algorithms analyze user data, such as past interactions, search history, and engagement patterns, to curate a personalized news feed. This means that users are more likely to see stories that align with their interests and previous interactions. Ranking and prioritization. News articles and posts are ranked based on algorithms that consider factors like relevance, timeliness, and engagement metrics. Content that receives higher engagement, such as likes, shares, or comments, is often prioritized and displayed more prominently. Recommendation systems. Algorithms also drive recommendation systems that suggest additional articles, videos, or topics based on users' browsing history and preferences. These recommendations can lead users to related content and reinforce their existing views. Echo chambers. Algorithms can create echo chambers by continuously presenting content that aligns with users' existing beliefs and opinions. This can limit exposure to diverse perspectives and reinforce ideological homogeneity. 2. The impact of algorithms on news consumption. The influence of algorithms on news consumption has several significant consequences. Filter bubbles. Algorithms can create filter bubbles, where users are primarily exposed to information that confirms their existing beliefs. This can limit exposure to diverse viewpoints and contribute to polarization by reinforcing partisan perspectives. Sensationalism and misinformation. Content that generates high engagement, including sensationalist or misleading headlines, may be amplified by algorithms. This can lead to the proliferation of misinformation and create a skewed perception of important issues. Changes in news consumption habits. Algorithms influence how users consume news, shifting the focus from traditional news outlets to social media platforms and personalized news aggregators. This change can affect the types of news individuals encounter and their overall understanding of current events. Impact on trust. The prominence of sensationalist or biased content can erode trust in news sources. When users repeatedly encounter unreliable or misleading information, their confidence in media institutions may diminish. 3. Strategies for navigating algorithm-driven news. To effectively navigate news consumption influenced by algorithms, consider the following strategies. Diversify news sources. Seek out a variety of news sources to gain a broader perspective. Include reputable sources from different viewpoints to counteract the effects of filter bubbles and exposure to biased content. Verify information. Use fact-checking resources to verify the accuracy of news stories. Cross-check information with multiple sources to confirm its credibility and avoid relying on single, potentially biased sources. Be critical of recommendations. Approach recommended content with a critical mindset. Recognize that algorithmic recommendations may reinforce existing beliefs or prioritize sensationalist content. Evaluate recommendations carefully before engaging with them. Adjust algorithmic preferences. Review and adjust your social media and news app settings to manage algorithmic preferences. This may include customizing news feeds, following diverse accounts, and limiting exposure to content that contributes to filter bubbles. Engage mindfully. Be mindful of how algorithms influence your news consumption and engagement. Reflect on how exposure to personalized content impacts your perceptions and be proactive in seeking out diverse and balanced information. 4. Case studies of algorithmic influence on news. Examining real-world examples can highlight the effects of algorithms on news consumption. Election coverage. During elections, algorithms can amplify partisan content and misinformation. For example, during the 2016 U.S. presidential election, social media algorithms were criticized for promoting divisive content and misinformation that influenced public opinion. Health misinformation. Algorithms have also played a role in the spread of health misinformation, such as false claims about COVID-19 treatments. Sensationalist or misleading health content can be amplified, impacting public understanding and behavior. 5. Promoting algorithm awareness. To promote awareness and understanding of algorithmic influence, educate yourself and others. Learn about how algorithms work and their impact on news consumption. Share this knowledge with others to foster a more informed and critical approach to media consumption. Advocate for transparency. Support efforts to increase transparency in algorithmic practices. Advocate for greater disclosure from media platforms about how algorithms influence content and user experience. Conclusion. Understanding the influence of algorithms on news consumption is essential for developing media literacy. By recognizing how algorithms shape content and impact perceptions, individuals can adopt strategies to navigate algorithm-driven news and make informed decisions. As we continue to explore media literacy, we will apply these insights to develop a more nuanced understanding of how algorithms affect our engagement with news and information. Exploring the ethical implications of media manipulation. Media manipulation refers to the strategic alteration or presentation of information to influence public opinion, behavior, or perception. It can involve deliberate distortion of facts, selective reporting, or the use of persuasive techniques to shape narratives. Understanding the ethical implications of media manipulation is crucial for developing a responsible approach to media consumption and production. In this section, we will explore the various forms of media manipulation, their ethical considerations, and the impact on public discourse. 1. Forms of media manipulation. Media manipulation can take many forms, including selective reporting. This involves choosing to report certain facts or perspectives while omitting others. Selective reporting can create a skewed representation of events or issues, leading to a biased understanding of the situation. Misinformation and disinformation. Misinformation refers to the dissemination of false or misleading information without malicious intent, while disinformation involves deliberate deception. Both can distort public perception and contribute to misinformation spread. Propaganda. Propaganda uses persuasive techniques to promote a particular ideology or agenda. It often employs emotional appeals, simplification of complex issues, and repetition to influence public opinion and behavior. Image manipulation. This includes altering or selectively presenting images to influence perception. Image manipulation can distort reality and create misleading impressions of people, events, or issues. Fake news. Fake news refers to fabricated or misleading information presented as legitimate news. It is designed to deceive and attract attention, often for financial gain or to advance a particular agenda. 2. Ethical considerations in media manipulation. The ethical implications of media manipulation are complex and multifaceted. Truthfulness. Ethical journalism and media practices emphasize the importance of truthfulness and accuracy. Manipulating information or presenting falsehoods undermines the credibility of media and misleads the public. Transparency. Media organizations have a responsibility to be transparent about their practices and motivations. Concealing biases or manipulating information without disclosure violates ethical standards and erodes public trust. Responsibility. Media producers and consumers alike have a responsibility to consider the impact of their actions. Manipulating or spreading misinformation can have serious consequences for individuals, communities, and societies, including the erosion of democratic processes and social cohesion. Respect for audiences. Ethical media practices involve respecting audiences by providing them with accurate and unbiased information. Manipulating media content to exploit or deceive audiences is ethically problematic and harmful. 3. The impact of media manipulation on public discourse. Media manipulation has significant effects on public discourse and societal dynamics. Polarization. Manipulated media content can contribute to political and social polarization by reinforcing existing beliefs and creating divisions between different groups. This can lead to a fragmented public discourse and hinder constructive dialogue. Erosion of trust. When media manipulation is exposed, it can erode trust in media institutions and democratic processes. This loss of trust can undermine the effectiveness of public discourse and hinder informed decision-making. Impact on democracy. Media manipulation can influence elections, public policies, and social attitudes. When information is manipulated to sway public opinion or advance particular agendas, it can distort democratic processes and undermine the integrity of political systems. Public behavior. The manipulation of information can impact public behavior and attitudes. For example, misleading health information can affect individual health choices and public health outcomes. 4. Case studies of media manipulation. Examining real-world examples can illustrate the impact of media manipulation. Political campaigns. During elections, media manipulation can be used to influence voter perceptions and behaviors. For instance, targeted misinformation campaigns on social media platforms have been used to sway public opinion and disrupt democratic processes. Crisis reporting. Media manipulation can occur during crises, such as natural disasters or conflicts. Distorted reporting or selective coverage can influence public perceptions of the severity of the situation and the effectiveness of response efforts. 5. Strategies for addressing media manipulation. To address media manipulation and uphold ethical standards. Promote media literacy. Educate individuals about media manipulation and its ethical implications. Media literacy programs can help people recognize manipulation, assess information critically, and make informed decisions. Support ethical journalism. Advocate for and support media organizations that adhere to ethical standards of accuracy, transparency, and accountability. Encourage responsible reporting and transparency in media practices. Engage in responsible media consumption. Be mindful of the sources and content you engage with. Verify information. cross-check sources, and be aware of potential biases or manipulative tactics. Conclusion: understanding the ethical implications of media manipulation is essential for fostering responsible media practices and informed public discourse. By recognizing the various forms of manipulation, considering the ethical considerations, and implementing strategies to address manipulation, individuals can contribute to a more accurate, transparent, and trustworthy media environment. As we continue to explore media literacy, these insights will help us navigate the complexities of media manipulation and its impact on society. Developing critical thinking skills for media analysis. Critical thinking is a fundamental skill in media literacy, enabling individuals to analyze, evaluate, and interpret information effectively. Developing these skills is crucial for navigating the complex media landscape, where information is abundant, but not always reliable. In this section, we will explore the components of critical thinking, strategies for applying it to media analysis, and the benefits of honing these skills for informed decision-making. 1. Components of critical thinking. Critical thinking involves several key components. Analysis. This involves examining information and breaking it down into its constituent parts. Analyze the content of a news story or media piece by identifying the main arguments, evidence provided, and the source of the information. Evaluation. Evaluate the credibility and reliability of the information. Consider the source's reputation, the evidence provided, and whether the information is supported by facts or biased by opinion. Inference. Draw logical conclusions based on the analysis and evaluation. Infer the implications of the information, considering how it might impact public perception or behavior. Reasoning. Apply logical reasoning to assess the validity of arguments. Identify any logical fallacies or flawed reasoning in the content and consider alternative viewpoints. Reflection. Reflect on your own biases and assumptions. Consider how your own perspective might influence your interpretation of the information and strive for objectivity. 2. Strategies for applying critical thinking to media analysis. To apply critical thinking to media analysis effectively, use the following strategies. Question the source. Assess the credibility of the source by researching its background, expertise, and potential biases. Reliable sources should have a history of accurate reporting and transparency. Examine evidence. Scrutinize the evidence presented in the media content. Look for supporting data, citations, and references. Evaluate whether the evidence is comprehensive and relevant to the claims being made. Identify bias and perspective. Recognize any biases or perspectives that might influence the reporting. Analyze how the information is framed and whether it presents a balanced view or favors a particular agenda. Cross-check information. Verify the information by comparing it with other reputable sources. Cross-checking helps confirm the accuracy and consistency of the content and reduces the risk of relying on misleading or false information. Analyze logical fallacies. Look for logical fallacies in arguments, such as ad hominem attacks, false dilemmas, or appeals to emotion. Identifying these fallacies helps assess the strength of the arguments presented. 3. The benefits of developing critical thinking skills. Developing critical thinking skills offers several benefits. Enhanced media literacy. Critical thinking enhances your ability to navigate and interpret media content accurately. It helps you identify reliable information, recognize bias, and avoid misinformation. Informed decision-making. With strong critical thinking skills, you can make informed decisions based on accurate and well-evaluated information. This is crucial for making choices related to politics, health, and other areas impacted by media coverage. Improved analytical skills. Critical thinking improves your ability to analyze complex information and solve problems. These skills are valuable in various aspects of life, including academic, professional, and personal contexts. Increased awareness of bias. By developing critical thinking, You become more aware of potential biases in media content and your own thinking. This awareness helps you approach information more objectively and reduces the influence of biases on your judgments. 4. Practical exercises for developing critical thinking. Engage in practical exercises to strengthen your critical thinking skills. Debate and discuss. Participate in discussions and debates about current events and media coverage. Engaging in conversations with others helps refine your analytical and evaluative skills and exposes you to different viewpoints. Analyze media content. Regularly analyze various types of media content, including news articles, advertisements, and social media posts. Practice applying critical thinking strategies to assess the quality and reliability of the information. Reflect on personal biases. Reflect on your own biases and how they might affect your interpretation of media content. Consider how your background, experiences, and beliefs influence your understanding of information. Engage with fact-checking resources. Use fact-checking resources to verify information and evaluate claims. This practice reinforces the importance of evidence-based analysis and helps you become more discerning in evaluating media content. Conclusion. Developing critical thinking skills is essential for effective media analysis and informed decision-making. By understanding the components of critical thinking, applying strategies for evaluating media content, and recognizing the benefits of these skills, individuals can enhance their ability to navigate the media landscape with discernment. As we continue to explore media literacy, these insights will help us engage with media content more critically and make better informed choices in our interactions with information.